I want to welcome the GMs and the wives, the godly men and the warm, inviting, feminine, empathetic women out there. Today's video topic, I want to discuss how to make the haters crippled with their own sorrow. And the reason that I want to talk about this is because if you're anything like me and you're someone that's a deep thinker, or you just ask questions, you're someone that is willing to ask questions, you're someone that is willing to go against the grain of society and actually think about, well, why are we celebrating these holidays, or why are we doing these things, and why exactly is it the case that this is what we're being taught? Is what we're being taught valuable? Is what we're being taught actually going to help me get to a better place in my life? Am I actually being fed nutrition of the soul? Am I actually learning how to think, or am I being taught how to regurgitate information? These are the kinds of questions that you may ask yourself. And the unfortunate fact of the matter is, more people in this world are followers than they are creators. More people are followers than they are thinkers. And your thoughtfulness and your openness, your heart that is actually beating with blood, pure energy, clean, pure energy. A lot of people's hearts are hollow. A lot of people's hearts are empty. They don't know how to open the hearts of themselves because they've been so filled with either shame or some kind of trauma wound that they're taught that if you're opening up to somebody else, or they're opening up to you, you have to have the similar emotion as them. You can't sit with that emotion, and you can't receive that emotion that the other person is having and sharing without it affecting you to a large degree. And the thing is that when shameful people that have a deep-rooted shame wound, when they are deeply shameful, they feel like they're unlovable, right? And so when a shameful person, specifically a woman, because men with shame don't really project it as much in my experience, whereas women with shame, they'll project that onto other people for sure. And women with shame wounds that project onto other people and that try to latch onto other people's energy, it's like, it's so disgusting of an energy that it's like you literally feel like you yourself are being drained of your self-esteem and self-confidence, because they're like completely invalidating your existence. It's disgusting. It's just filthy energy. And you really can't even be around this person. Like, you really cannot. And so a lot of the times, these people that project their wounds onto others are haters. And they're going to be haters because, well, a lot of people don't like free thinkers. A lot of people don't like people that are individualized and that have an authenticity about themselves and are capable of accepting their flaws. Many people cannot accept their flaws. And because they can't accept their flaws, it makes them fall into their deep-rooted wounds even more so, which is not really good for anybody. But that's the way it goes sometimes. And so here you have people that are just trying to project their crap onto you. You're just doing your thing. You're not even worried about what they're doing. You're just doing your thing. And it's like they just can't handle you being in your own energy. So they've got to try to disrupt you. And you're going to have to make them crippled by their own sorrow. This sounds a bit intense. But at the same time, these people don't give a rat's ass about you. You have to understand that. These haters, I didn't really experience hate until I started to do just better with myself. I didn't have a business at the time. I didn't have anything going on. I didn't have the YouTube channel that I do now. I didn't have anything really at the time. This was 3 years ago when I started to really experience hate, like true hatred. And it was because I was starting to look healthier. I was starting to lose the weight that I had. I was just feeling better about myself. And, then there's these people out and about in the community that they have this false image of, my life is so good. Oh, it's just so great. Oh, they're laughing with their friends, looking like they're having a good time. Meanwhile, when the friends leave, they're like, oh, I hate that bitch. It's like, damn. Like, y'all were just looking at like, you guys were just having a grand old time and you guys don't even like each other. I mean, damn. And if they're going to be like that to other people right in front of you, who's to say that they're not going to do the same thing to you, if not worse? I mean, it's crazy. And some of the women out here can get really jealous of a man that is just in his own energy. It's like they get offended. Like they get offended by you just being okay with yourself. It's the craziest thing ever. And, I don't see very many women that are capable of being alone by themselves for long periods of time. And it's not because they're incapable of doing so. It's because in many ways, they need other people. Women are communitarians, right? They need other people in order to feel something sometimes. That's why they love that communication stuff because they feel more connected through the communication. It doesn't even matter what the communication is about a lot of the time. The context doesn't matter. But just the act of communicating itself is what matters. Whereas men, we care more about the context and we care more about the deeper levels, at least the men that are actually worth a damn. Those are the ones that actually care, like they're willing to go to the deep waters. A lot of men are superficial as well. And I've dealt with men that they're like better looking than I am, I would say. Now, I do say that men cannot really judge another man's physical attractiveness. Like, obviously, if you can tell, like, if somebody's like Brad Pitt or something, yeah, that's an attractive guy. But a lot of the times, just in the general community that you're in, you can't always tell if a woman is like how a woman's going to respond to this man based off of his physical appearance all the time. Because for women, it's a vibe. It's a vibe thing. And so some men and some women might just feel your energy and feel your presence, and they might get offended by it, because if you're someone that is carrying God's spirit, the spirit of God with you, you are someone that has been blessed greatly, and you don't want to take that for granted. I thank God every day for giving me the opportunity to be close to Him and to develop a relationship with Him and to live a life that I can actually be okay with. I'm actually okay with who I am and what I'm about, and I'm pleased to be on the route that I'm going. And sometimes it is challenging to have the haters and the naysayers. I don't experience this as much anymore because I've proven myself to be competent, but it's like there are certain times and certain levels. Like here, for example, if you have a day job or something, in which I have a day job myself, I am already under the impression and understanding that these people are not trying to look out for my best interest. And that's the unfortunate truth, is because a lot of people are already competing with other people, and they're going to be kind to you. They're going to be pretending to you, like, especially like in the service industry or in retail or whatever. These people are being paid to be kind to you, right? And that's actually okay. Like, if you have a restaurant, you would want to have the most attractive, happy, healthy people there to serve the people, because, well, it's going to get the most money coming back to the actual store. So yeah, you would want that, right? So Yeah, it's understandable, but you have to understand also it's a marketing thing. This is it's a life thing. And there are many people out here that are not, they don't care. They really don't care. Nobody cares about your feelings as much as you think they do. And to be honest, even your fear of confrontation is not going to be as difficult. Like, your fear of confrontation is oftentimes the worse than the actual confrontation itself. So it's better to always just have the confrontation if you need to have confrontation. But again, many of these people out here are followers and they're lost. These people are lost souls. A lot of them are soulless. They're not soulful. They are soulless. And to be someone that lives like that, I do have compassion. I have compassion for these kinds of people, but at the same time, I don't respect them. Because respect does not necessarily mean that I have to have I don't need to have an unconditional respect for the sake of life. I do have a respect for life itself, but for someone that's wasting their life, it's like I can't respect that. I don't see how someone can respect that. Someone that constantly disrespects themselves and their relationships or whatever, it's like, how can you look at someone like that and think, yeah, that's a respectable person? No. They may have that image, right? They may have the image of, oh, my life is just amazing. And it may look amazing. They may have the car. They may have the house. And yet they are fucking empty on the inside, ladies and gentlemen. Empty as crap. In fact, crap is the only thing at the bottom of their souls. And so the only way that you're going to be able to make the haters be crippled by their own sorrow is by you just being who you are. It's going to piss them off, and they're going to try to, some people might try to leech onto you, might try to leech onto your energy. And some people will try to play stupid and ditzy and all that when you call them out for it. Super annoying. Super, super annoying. It's like, what? And then you guys wonder why I don't talk much to people. like you all don't have shit to say. You have nothing to say. You're just a repeating, here's a question to ask yourself. Are you repeating what you've been told, or are you creating something based off of what you've been told? And are you creating something based off of creation in general? If you're going to be creating something off of creation in general, that's when you're going to have the most haters. Believe me. So with that being said, I hope this message was useful and insightful. And until next time, peace be with you.